This meeting is being recorded.
So we're on.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lynchburg. Here we gather in a spirit of freedom and friendship. Whoever you are, whatever your beliefs, whatever your age, and whatever your love, you are welcome here. As we work together for justice, compassion, and peace, we also acknowledge with humility that our buildings rest on Monacan Nation's land. My name is Betty Corbin. I've been a member of this church for, I can't remember how long, but at least 30 plus years. I started on workday scraping paint with Gary DeVol's father. He was very kind. I came back. If you are here for the first time, we are glad you chose to be here this morning to participate in the service for this church community we love, and would be hopefully you can stay and help us eat the leftovers from last night. That's not exactly in the script, but we had a great party and we have great leftovers. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter and the weekend blast, which normally comes out on Friday, but due to technical difficulties this week with Comcast, not us, it was them, it was a little late this week. But there is a visitor card on the back of the chairs in front of you. It's yellow. Please put in your information and we'll be sure that you can stay connected with us. And do that. And if you have any questions about it, please see me or Gary or someone else here that has a name tag on other than me, and we'll be glad to help you out. So at this point, I'm going to, I guess, we'll try to light the chalice that Gary refilled with flammable liquid. I haven't lit this thing in a long time.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life. This is more intimidating than I thought it was going to be, since it's been maybe 3 years since I've done this actually in church. Our opening words this morning were written by Chip Rausch. Deeper than DNA, more fundamental than molecules or quarks, at our living core, we are wholeness and transfiguring love. We often forget that power, becoming lonely or resentful, comparing ourselves to others, acting out of our fears rather than living our glory. Occasionally, we rouse from our trance to remember our wholeness. For a time, we embody unsentimental love. We make efforts to wake others, to remain fully present ourselves. Our lives and our time together are made sacred by our striving. For the next 70 minutes and for the rest of our lives, may we be more aware of the spirit of life evolving through and among us. So may it be. Please join me in singing hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
I'd like to invite the young ones and young at heart to come down front for Time for All Ages. Hi. Good morning. So today we are going to read, today and during the church service, they are going to be doing lots about poetry. We have some poets in our church who are going to read the things that they've written, and some people who are going to read poems that are their very favorites. And so we have a book here that has a poetic sound to it. It's called I Can Be Anything by Jerry Spinelli. When I grow up, what shall I be? Have you guys thought about what you want to be when you grow up?
No. I want to be
a zookeeper. A zookeeper is a great choice.
Police officer.
A police officer?
I can be with panthers.
So you can be with panthers. That's a good reason to be a zookeeper. Yes, Cece?
Veterinarian.
A veterinarian. You like animals too?
I know.
Yeah.
I
A unicorn doctor. So many good choices. So let's find out about this child. When I grow up, what shall I be? Of all the many, many jobs, which one will be the best for me? Pumpkin grower? Dandelion blower?
A dandelion blower. That's not a job.
You don't think that's a job? Somebody to blow all the seeds from the dandelions? Paper plane folder? Puppy dog holder? Puddle stomper, apple chomper.
Oh,
Mm.
that's a lot of apples.
That is a lot of
Big
apples.
apple.
Yeah,
stopper is not a job.
that seems like a great job to me.
I want to be I know.
Yeah.
I know. I would hold all the puppets in the world. Like you're holding a puppet right now. Keeper saying, "Can't stop it all." Station water on the plate.
Yeah, mixing bowl liquor, tin can kicker.
There's a crushing can job, but not a tin can.
But maybe you could kick them all to the crushing area.
Yeah.
Barefooted hopper, bubblegum popper.
Whoa! That sounds delicious. Bubble bomb popper. Almost like a big giant bubble.
Snowball smoother, baby sis soother. Gift unwrapper, jumper and clapper.
Unwrapper's not a job.
Cheek to cheek grinner, dizzy dance spinner. Cross-legged sitter, make believe critter. That's kind of like a unicorn doctor.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
I don't think unicorns are real.
You,
Yes, they are.
deep hole digger, lemonade swigger.
Oh my gosh. What's a swig?
A swig is a way you can drink.
What?
But that would be some really tart lemonade if your lemon was that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like drinking's not a job.
Honeysuckle smeller, silly joke teller.
Silly joke teller. That's not.
I know some people who could make a joke out of telling silly jokes.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
What is a chicken puzzle?
Best part saver, goodbye waiver.
A goodbye waiver. That's not a job.
So many jobs. They're all such fun. I'm going to choose everyone.
Whoa. So one on that page, the next on the next, and the next, and the next.
The end. All right, so we are off to our classes today, where we're going to keep learning about love. And today, both classes are going to be learning about loving our friends and family and ways that we can love one another.
Can I touch the dog?
And let's see, Beth and Cece, do you want to be my chalice lighters today?
Can I be it?
Did I? Thank you, Beth. All right, so Nora and Cece will be my chalice lighters today. Yeah, got it?
I'll be right back. I didn't get to it. Yeah. Can I light my own?
Yes. All right, let's go upstairs.
We stand with you, O keepers of the flame, our thoughts, our hope, our love, in all that you do, O keepers of the flame. The ministries of our church are supported by the love, talents, and efforts of our many volunteers and staff, as well as the monetary support of our members and friends. If you found this church to be of value in your life, then I invite you to use the donate button found at ulynchburg.org at the bottom of the menu on the left for donations to First Unitarian. Just click the button to give generously through any credit card or directly from your bank. And also send a check to First Unitarian Church, 818 Court Street, Lynchburg, Virginia, 24504. We receive these monetary gifts along with the gifts of your time, work, and creativity, which also sustain our church. As together we give generously to support our congregation, let us also commit ourselves to a unity of spirit to make manifest a more just, peaceful, and loving world. It's our tradition to... It's usual for me to read a selection written by somebody much more profound than I am, but the recent death of David Crosby has prompted me to vary from that practice. In May 1969, I was a freshman at Wesleyan University in Middletown, Connecticut. The United States was entangled in a costly and destructive war in Vietnam. Anti-war protests were frequent and represented deep divisions in society. The US and Soviet Union were embroiled in the Cold War. Germany was still divided. On the Beach and Failsafe portrayed the constant risks of nuclear war. And many science fiction novels and stories addressed the possible results from a nuclear holocaust. In this environment, the album Crosby, Stills, and Nash was released. Although it was not one of the most popular tracks from that album, Wooden Ships may have had the greatest influence on me. It portrayed both a warning of danger and hope of survival. Those of you who were around at that time may find similarities between that time and our current social and political environment.
If you smile at me, I will understand. 'Cause that is something everybody everywhere does in the same language. I can see by your coat, friend, you're from the other side. Just one thing I got to know, can you tell me please? shoreline, let us be talking about very free and easy. As we watch you die, all we can do is echo your anguished cries. Stare as all human feelings die. We are leaving, you don't need us. Sister, then by the hand, lead her away from this foreign land, far away, where we might laugh again. We are leaving, you don't need it's a fair wind blowing warm out of the south on my shoulder. Guess I'll set a course and go.
It's been our tradition once a year for, I really don't know how long, 20 years probably or more, to have a service in February dedicated to poetry. and we have a number of people presenting either their own work or works by others that are meaningful to them. One person, I don't know him, Noel Tagliarini asked if he could speak. Luke Armstrong, is he anywhere in the room or on Zoom? Okay. Pat Bauer.
What's that? I think that's the tallest one. I have several poetry books on my bookshelf, but there's one very special one that's very different. A little closer. Can that raise up? Okay. That's good. Is that better? Shall I start over again? Okay. It's a little book like this that's entirely handwritten, and it has 50 poems in it written by my best friend for 40-some years, Thelma Chow. And she gave it to me for my birthday a few years ago. And I'd like to read you some poems from that book, this little book. The first one's called Butterfly Symphony. This is a morning to socialize with some of my friendly butterflies. The air is fresh, the breeze is mild, nature in my garden is almost wild. The swallowtails float free and calm, gliding to a bright zinnia instead of my palm. With confidence, they soar and dip, then focus as they feed and sip. Their moments andante, the concert is free. Of course it is soundless, but a delight to see. No tension or fear as they brush by my arm. Still, a tattered wing is proof of past harm. Their predators see them as food. I see beauty. There is discord in nature, but it isn't my duty to interpret the opus, nor to judge all I see. But life will sometimes play out in a minor key. Second one's called Children at Dusk. The soft sounds of children calling in their backyard play next door. Their voices waft over the cool air as I enjoy the pleasures of my garden in early evening. Their innocent cries gently evoke thoughts of a time now long gone when such sounds rang out in my yard. Now I play in my garden alone. My children are adults living their own lives far away. My grandchildren are grown and busy with their own pursuits. I cherish these wonderful evening sounds. They linger in my memory like notes of music reverberating after the instruments have been laid aside. This is a poem that was written after Charlottesville. It's called Something About History. All those years, all those generations, wars and rumors of wars, naked aggression, forced possession, relentless oppression, laws and outlaws, movements and strikes. What is it that repeats itself? What is it someone said about the arc of the moral universe? But does it really bend? And toward what end? It seems twisted, pulled, pushed, no discernible shape. Year after year, generation after generation, bending forward, twisted backward, justice denied, truth ignored, fairness forgotten, the might of white. Will it never end? Tell me about that arc again. And then she adds this note, which is kind of of interest to us. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. This phrase comes from a sermon delivered in 1853 by Theodore Parker. He was a Unitarian minister in Boston who in 1851 defied Massachusetts fugitive slave law. He wrote his sermons with a loaded pistol on his desk. Martin Luther King Jr. paraphrased this saying in a speech and is often credited with its origin. Barack Obama has also used it. And another one called In Any Times. The joy of beauty may begin with sight. It permeates the soul, brings calm to harried lives, heals troubled minds. Beauty nourishes the spirit. Look for beauty every day. It may be a tree bursting into bloom, a carpet of blue forget-me-nots, pure white of a spring trillium. Sometimes it will surprise you, a bright yellow crocus emerging from under a rock, brilliant color on an insect you have never seen before. Sometimes it overwhelms the majestic blue ridge of the mountains along the skyline on a clear day. Look for beauty in a smile. In the share of shadows, the sun brings together walls and floors. The jewels of dew edging a leaf in the early morning. You will find your own beauty. It is everywhere. Perhaps it will find you. It is indispensable in times like these. It is indispensable in any times. Beauty is essential for health, for life. It's another word for joy. And finally, promises, which is kind of appropriate, I think, for me, at least this time of year. The feeling blossoms out so strong, a joy intense and positive, so sweet it could produce a song. And I've been waiting oh so long. The shades, the hints, the smell of spring. It's still so early, I admit, and yet for joy I want to sing. Fresh life unfolds with promises of growth and beauty it will bring. Too soon indeed to put my coat away, but oh, my heart is light with happiness today. For all the pleasures I anticipate, my duty now is just to wait.
We have a recorded submission by Noel Tagliarini. Can you play that, David?
Good morning, Poetry Circle. Good morning, friends. My name is Noel Tagliarini, and I'm going to be sharing a poem this morning I've called A Day in the Life. I wrote this poem in 2020, which was 3 years ago approximately, at a time when I was suffering more immensely from chronic illness, particularly chronic Lyme. I'm dedicating this poem today to Tammy Roy, who passed away recently from complications due to ME/CFS. May those suffering get answers and better treatments and access to treatment. Blue Rose, borrowed from Sarah Ann. I watched the sun go across the sky today. I watched nautical twilight. The sun did many things today. This is how I live now, when there aren't things to do. Might I be better off with the tube? My mind wanders to other dimensions. Why Through 1,000 lifetimes, there will be an answer. Wish on a star with painted on wings, and think of me. Roaring streams and muddy paws of yesteryear. Time dissolves gazing at the night sky. Ancient light that reawakens the soul. Another day, another sunshine daydream. A blustery, snowy, slushy, bundled up daydream. Traveling inside. I hope you enjoyed my poem today. And have a wonderful rest of your day.
Arthur?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had gathered a whole bunch of poems that I had written over the first long part of my life, and gathered them and put them in a book and published this in 2011, called The Eternal Sea of Creativity. And I was thinking what might be appropriate to share with you today. About 20 odd years ago, I lived in a place called the Omega Institute for Holistic Studies. I don't know if any of you know that. It's kind of a adult retreat in Rhinebeck, New York, and people go there to do a whole variety of things. There's people show up like Deepak Chopra and Thich Nhat Hanh and Ram Dass, and people go there to practice art and learn about movement and so on and so forth. I went there and was a later in life experience, and I worked on and off there for 3 years. First year I lived in a tent. Next 2 years I lived in a trailer. I was trailer trash. And I was trying to think what might be appropriate to read for this group. And when I was living in the trailer, I wrote these 3 poems about rainbows. And I think we've had a supposed promise by our creator when things weren't going really well, and I guess everything that would existed gathered in an ark, and the creator said, I'm going to give you a promise, and I won't do that anymore. And the promise was a rainbow. So this is the day the rainbows came. It was a Sunday morning, Father's Day. I slept in to 6:40 a.m. The sun hit the crystal hanging on my upper window. I can see this better. Hanging on the upper window of my trailer, rainbows abounded. The first time I saw them in the 75 days I've been here. Hey y'all, welcome. Yes, this is a place for you to dwell, and how they arrange themselves all around. A twist from the crystal's motion. Multi-hued angels were flying everywhere. It was a Sunday morning. I continued on. The rainbows were waiting. All the stuff was there for them. to something poor ego had to take. The I don't know whys, the me's, that, don'ts. Maybe I can climb into the crystal and shoot out into rainbow world. Hurry though, the sun is moving and my rainbows are almost gone. It was Sunday morning a little later. The space was empty. The rainbow's gone. Can I visit the rainbow space again? Is it in my heart? Can I climb into rainbow world and spin in and out of the crystal? Sunday morning, rainbows. Life, love experience, if you wait, the rainbows will come. Next one is sharing rainbows. A rainbow, crystal focused, moves across my wall. It is long, it is warm, it is magic. It's a gift. I am transported to times we shared rainbows on your wall. Think of me and we when we see rainbows. My love throbs with the pulse. Oh, to share rainbows with you. One more. Hello, rainbow. Rainbows form on my walls. They float in air and light on the ceiling. Sunlight, captured by cut glass, focused on spots, bringing a smile. Look directly into the prism. The world explodes. I remember the light you brought into my life, the full spectrum of feeling, of being alive. I call the rainbows thee. Look directly into the prism. What do you see each morning? The rainbows come. They are part of my life. The sun, the light, rainbows, memories, laughter. Hello, you. And one non-rainbow one, our theme for this month is love. So this one is love's gift. Love is like each growing thing. It needs to be nourished to grow. Weeds choking it need to be picked. Sometimes they may be perennial. Other times they may quickly bloom, fade and die, never to grow again. Some love yields food for the body. Other love nourishes the soul. Once in a while, sometimes, it's a long, long while, that special flower blooms. It has no reason, it has no rhyme, it just is. It's sheer joy to behold, to savor, to be in, to be a part of. No point asking why or how, no need to, no way to resist, just roll it around. Savor, enjoy. Thanks, oh great thanks, this life has been so good. Love is like each growing thing when nourished and allowed. We all become.
Has anyone else prepared anything? Okay. Please join me in singing hymn number 207.
Jerry,
Yeah.
I have something here I can dig up.
Okay.
Just a sec. Sometimes I put my headphones back on. Sometimes at 2 in the morning when I'm awake and in that place, something will come to me and I'll say, I'll pull a little book out and write it down. Okay, here's one that came about 2 o'clock in the morning. Journal, where is my journal? Why aren't I writing things so enlightening? Is my life so boring? Is there nothing very enduring? Is God just saying to all my praying, just carry on till you are gone? Or is it this? Open your eyes, don't miss all that life has to offer. Watch for the joys that life can proffer. Thank you. That was it.
Back to hymn number 207. Earth was given as a garden. As our service draws to a close, we extinguish the flame of our chalice as we say these words together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth. the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Within each of our hearts, there's a most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help, both in body and spirit, that they might find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. Thank you all for coming this morning.